Joined now by our NHL analyst, Mike Johnson. And Mike, a great start for the Canadiens under new head coach Dominic Ducharme. 3-1 lead in the second period, but then the wheels just seemed to fall off. What changed from the middle frame onwards?
Well, some speed wobbles apparently, because the Winnipeg Jets did what the Winnipeg Jets can do really well, which is turn up the pace of their game through transitioning in the neutral zone and putting a lot of pressure on the Montreal Canadiens to react defensively. And Montreal right now, not a very confident group, obviously through a coaching change, trying to figure out exactly how they're supposed to play. And when a team with as much skill and as much speed comes at you like Winnipeg did in the latter half of the game, Montreal just had too many breakdowns, not able to hold the blue line, backing up, giving up territory, giving up ground, and then eventually chances, slot shots, and goals for the Winnipeg Jets. It was just, a very steady progression of breakdowns defensively, both at the blue line and in D-zone coverage for Montreal, that allowed Winnipeg to get those chances and those goals. You could tell the confidence wasn't there, and you couple that with a really fast, skilled Winnipeg team, and it's a bad combination.
Sure is. Now, MJ, on the other end of the ice, Carey Price went into this game with a save percentage under 900. As we all know, that's rare for him. How much would you say falls on Carey Price's shoulder, this loss?
Well, he's got to carry a fair degree of the responsibility because he's the goalie, and he's supposed to be the best goalie and really help his team through some of the rough patches. And there absolutely were rough patches in front of him. There are plenty of breakdowns you could show from players that left Carey Price forced to make good saves. But even when he was asked to make saves, he didn't make all the ones you kind of expect or are hoping or are needing him to make. And if you're going to play passively on the penalty kill, which is one change I think that Montreal tried to make, you're going to ask your goaltender to make saves like the one he was not able to make there on that Kyle Connor goal. Wristers through traffic. Yes, I know it's hard to see and it's hard to pick up, but you got to make a save there. And this last one on Nate Thompson, he looked unset and unsure of himself, and his frustration was very clear on the ice and post-game as well. He wasn't terrible. He was just okay, but okay is not good enough. They need him to be better than that for them to win.
They sure do, and Carey Price and co. will look to shake things off. These two teams have Friday off before squaring off once again on Saturday night.
All right, Mike Kelly, as we bring you back in on this one, let's talk about goaltending for a second. Carey Price just couldn't get it done, allowing 6 goals following kind of that back and forth in the first 2 periods between these two clubs.
Yeah, and for me, this has kind of gone on long enough at this point in the season. Montreal's almost 20 games into the season. They got off to such a great start. Then they had the slump, the 2-4-2 slump. And Jake Allen's outperformed Carey Price this season. Flat out. Jake Allen's been one of the better goalies in the North Division this season, and Carey Price has been below average. The game-winning goal by Nate Thompson cannot go in. It simply can't. And when you look at the statistics at the end of the day, Jake Allen's played 7 games. He's put up phenomenal numbers, and Carey Price hasn't been able to find his game. He is a legend in Montreal. His accomplishments in his career speak for themselves. But the Montreal Canadiens, to turn this thing around, they need better goaltending. They haven't been able to get it from Carey Price to this point in the season. So I think you really have to consider giving the net to Jake Allen and seeing if he can continue to play at the level we've seen him play at this season.
Yeah, it seems like there's a reason that they picked up Jake Allen, seeing that Carey Price may be getting a bit long in the tooth, but he was still performing. And like you said, he's an absolute legend up there. Let's talk about the coaching change for a second. What are some of the biggest differences that you noticed between Ducharme's and Julian's coaching styles?
Well, one of the things that Dominic Ducharme said he wanted more of was puck support in the offensive zone, but in general also. And a big hallmark of Claude Julien coach teams in the offensive zone is work the puck low to high, shoot from the point, traffic screens, deflections, etc. Great examples in this game of puck support. That's a pass that would normally go to the point, and it went in front of the net instead. And here's the puck support. It came a little later in that play, but another example there where there's a puck at the point, and instead of a point shot, we're seeing some puck support in the middle of the ice from Jonathan Drouin, and that leads to a scoring chance. So there were little examples in this game of Montreal doing a really good job supporting the puck and each other in offensive situations also, and not quite as much of that default, get the puck low to high, shoot for traffic, and try to create offense that way. So that's something that I think that we can expect to see more of as we continue to watch the Canadiens under their new coach.
Yeah, Mike, you see that happening more often in this league, especially as the pace continues to speed up, but less of that traditional get it to the point, work it around, get your touches in, and more just get pucks to the net, and like you said, support your guys down there.